Hi and welcome to stampacademy.com. Today I'm going to show you how to do this little flower here that is created using one of our circle punches. And you can do different types of flowers depending upon what you use to punch out your image. So today we're going to be using a 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and we are going to use the International Bazaar Designer Series paper, and we're going to punch out 2 of each of 2 patterns. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to use some leftover paper. This is a piece of paper that I have embossed, and when I use my textured impressions folders, I generally do a bunch of them at a time so that I have some leftovers. So we're just going to punch out 2 of these as well. So the first thing that you need is some paper towels. I just have a few paper towels together. Now my suggestion to you is if you're going to do these flowers, do a bunch of them at a time because they do take a while to dry. You're going to just take any spray bottle. You're just going to mist them lightly and then turn them over and mist them again. And we're not soaking them, we're just dampening them a little bit. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to crumple them up. So I just fold them in half and I kind of crunch them to the center. And you're going to do that with all of them. Just crumple them up and crunch them toward the center. And sometimes I give it a good squeeze because when these dry, I want them to be really wrinkled. Now once you have them all scrunched up, you can either leave them to dry for a couple of hours or you can hit them with your heat gun. Now once they're dry, you're going to take your flowers or your circles and you're going to open them up and then you're going to alternate them. So we're going to do, say, this pattern on the bottom, and then we'll do white, and then we'll do this pattern as the third pattern, then we'll go back to white, then we'll do this pattern, and then maybe this pattern on top. And you can layer as many different layers as you want. I usually find that 6 or 7 does really well. Then you're going to take your paper piercer and you're going to make a hole right in the center. And you're going to take a brad, and you can use any brad. My favorite go-to brad is the rhinestone brad because you don't usually see the center, but if you do, it looks really pretty anyway. So I'm going to just put that right there in the center, and I'm going to use my paper piercer to separate those brad legs on the back. Okay, once that's done, you're gently going to just take the first layer and you're going to pull it in toward the center. Don't pull up because you don't want to tear this paper. It is designer paper, and now you've compromised it a little bit by wetting it. It's basically dry now, but let's be careful anyway. You're going to just fold them all in toward the center, and as you fold them toward the center, you're just going to re-scrunch them. And just keep going and do that with each of your layers. Once you're done, you're going to have this little scrunched up version. And then what you're going to do is just gently open them until they're exactly the way you want them. And in this particular scenario, my little brad is showing through, so I'm happy about that. And so what I'm going to do then is put this on my card. So for this card, I just left it plain. And then what I like to do other times is I take a piece of ribbon or seam binding and I just fold it in half. And I make a version of leaves. So what I would do is just put this on here like this with the little leaves poking out. And you can use paper to do that as well. So that's one way to make a paper flower. In this case, we've used 1 1/4 inch circle punch. If you have any questions, you can always reach us at mail@stampacademy.com.